the Penguin on the streaming network yet? Well, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Star Wars robots. We're going to talk about Sony, and it failed somehow. I don't know how that is yet. New York Comic-Con, of course, is right around the corner. We're going to talk about that and anything else that might come up tonight. I know Magic Mike is bringing something special to the table, so we can't wait to hear from that. All right, all that and so much more right after this.
According to Wikipedia, a nerd is a person seen as overly intellectual, obsessive, introverted, or lacking social skills. Many so-called nerds are described as being shy, quirky, pedantic, and unattractive. We're here to prove Wikipedia right.
Oh, look who they let in.
This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. If it's fantasy, sci-fi, gaming, movies, interviews, we're talking about it. We're talking about it. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, and here's your host, Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike.
Welcome to Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Episode number 449. Wow. And we got the whole original cast and crew here tonight. Magic Mike, Game God, you guys actually could come on and talk now. It's okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I see you released the button, so now I can
released
speak.
the button. You can talk.
Yeah, release the Kraken.
Yeah, so it's been a couple of weeks since we've gotten together, guys. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah, we took vacation. We took some time off.
Little hurricane, little vacation, little whatever it was. It was a couple of hurricanes actually that came through, so that wasn't any fun.
Yeah, I just used up all my time before the fiscal year was up. I didn't want to lose anything.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
The ever great employees that take care of our company. Thank you. Thank you, Game God. We appreciate it.
No worries. Just pay me out for it.
Yeah. Pretty soon he's going to take his 15 in here just a minute or so.
Yeah. He's working his way up to social media manager.
They gave me my review the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Was it any good?
We'll talk about it later.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Well, look, good to see you guys. I'm excited to talk tonight. I'm excited to talk about all the stuff we talk about. It excites me every single time, and tonight is no exception. Now, I would say we'd get started with something light, but I'm not. I'm going to jump right into it. Something heavy.
Okay. Yeah. Check to see if the water's cold or not.
What's that?
You gonna check to see if the water's cold or not? We're just gonna jump right in.
Yeah, jump right in.
Okay.
No feet.
What do you think about this? Let's. I'm going to share something with you. Let me.
It's a sharing session.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a sharing session.
All right.
First of all, let's just talk about the robots of Star Wars. If I say this robots of Star Wars, what do you think of?
So it sounds like a new cartoon.
Okay.
That's spin-off.
Okay. Star Wars robots. I like that. That's fun.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah, remember like Star Wars droids. Remember that animated show back in the I think it was
baby robots for Star Wars.
Baby robots. Don't remember that. I don't know.
No, that's what it sounds like. You say robots, Star Wars, baby robots, like chibi robots.
All right. Can you name any robots from Star Wars?
R2D2, C3PO, BB-8.
Yeah. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like
BD-1.
Yeah, BD-1. Nice.
BD-1.
Good reference.
Man, that's a good one.
Yeah. So
well, I want you guys to know something. I wish I could own all of these robots in the Star Wars universe. I really would like to own every single one of them. But
okay,
I don't. I don't own all of them. I do own a few.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a remote control BB-8. Did you buy one of the in the Galaxy's Edge, Game God? Have you ever purchased one of the robots?
Yep. I got one of the custom ones. Yep.
I know you did. Yeah, so you have a Star Wars robot.
Yep.
I have a little BB-8 and an R2D2. They're small. They're like I don't know. They're probably like 6 inches or so. They're really small. Control them with your phone.
Yep.
They make all different types, and they sell some at Galaxy's Edge. We talked about you customize it and all kinds of good stuff. And then you got other types of robots. And you have stuff like this. So this is a baby. This is a Grogu or Baby Yoda from the Mandalorian. The child.
Or the child.
Yes.
Okay.
And so if you rub his head right here, he makes all kinds of sense.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like how you scale back. It gives you. Ooh.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Right? Yeah. So that's a robot. It's an animatronic.
Yep,
Sure.
Yep.
Not necessarily robot.
A Muppet.
C-3PO.
Muppet. Wow.
I mean, isn't that like a robot, or that's like
like
first generation robot?
$89 or something like that
For that one?
Yeah.
Oof.
Tell me it does 200 different things.
It doesn't do 200, but it does do 25 plus. So it's probably
25 plus.
Hey, I like the plus. It's just one extra.
Yeah, it's like 27. 27 sound, 25 plus sound and movement combinations. That's what it says. And he just touches
I like the,
stuff. So he just rubs his head like that, and he just blinks his eyes, his ears.
yeah. It looks very fluid. It looks like it's right off the show. To be quite honest with you.
It's pretty cool, man.
So
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Just so you know, that's the same one.
can you go through each one of his actions
yeah.
that he does?
Yeah.
All-
Yes, I could go in each one, and I can tell you how long each one lasts. But no, that's it. He's in demo mode right there.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I like how the plus is sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So we can't really count it. That's the plus.
Pretty soon we'll have a way of putting an AI on that. I'm glad you're bringing the energy tonight. Thank you, King God. Appreciate it. But I purchased something else. I purchased something.
Okay. No surprise there either. That's
Yeah.
Is it a little
I'm-
more
I'm waiting-
than the $89?
I'm going to share a picture. You see what I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing there's this hat and this shirt, right? You see this. I just took this photo before the podcast.
okay.
So let me
Okay.
share this with you, and then so you see.
That's AI. Stop playing.
No, that's not AI. So what are you
So-
looking at there? Tell me.
So
what you
for the people who are listening,
Yes.
right? There is a stormtrooper behind Moose here.
Yeah.
As he wears his Top Gun shirt.
Kyle back there in my behind me, right?
So I'm going to describe the picture and then I'm going to give my input. Okay.
Right.
So he has a stormtrooper on there. Don't know if that's a statue or if that's someone in a costume. But what I will tell you is that, man, AI has gotten really good.
That's not AI.
And you notice there's no hands and no feet. So that's how you
He
know.
has 6 fingers.
It wouldn't fit. It wouldn't fit inside
We all know Moose has gotten pretty adept lately as creating through AI. So I'm
Yep,
gonna
you
have
saw the
to,
pictures he's done
I'm
of
gonna
me.
have to agree
That's
with
true.
you, God.
So to eliminate any type of foreign and both foreign and domestic confusion, I'm going to share something else with you. How about that?
Okay.
It's more sharing. So
Yeah,
yeah,
more
a lot of times they make new pictures. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, well, sometimes some of us prepare for a podcast.
Hey,
All right,
I will
let me
tell
show
you that's
let
a
me show
great
you this
picture.
one. All right, so this is this. Let's see if this sound comes through. Let's see.
Oh, yeah, nice and clear.
All right, let's take a look. This is so it's you're seeing it here. What does that say? 6 foot animated stormtrooper.
Yep, it does say that.
It's a holiday stormtrooper. So, but you can change it. These have been modded.
These are not the holiday decorations we're looking for.
Okay.
Move along. Move along.
So that's pretty epic looking.
Freeze! Don't move! Only citizens with holiday spirit are permitted to enter.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, so this is only available. They can change it for Christmas.
Halt! Stop right there. The Empire has been looking for someone just like you to spread holiday spirit throughout the galaxy.
There it is. 6 foot, all 6 foot of this stormtrooper, the animated animatronics. Not
And a sponsor of the podcast.
and Home Depot not sponsoring the podcast. So tell me what your first thoughts about this. What do you think about this? I mean, I purchased it. This is and by the way, it's $299 if you're wondering.
Okay.
6 foot. You can put it on motion activated. You don't have to. He doesn't have to wear the the
hat or
holiday
the
hat
candy cane.
or the
Yeah.
candy cane. Actually, some people have purchased this, going ahead and put a blaster in his hand, stuff like that.
Okay.
So right now he's guarding the podcast room
Perfect.
in my studio. So tell me what you think about that. What's your first impression? Is that good?
Incredible, right? I that's my first one word answer. Incredible. I actually did think it was an AI picture because it looked too good. But man, it seeing the video, right? Does the picture match the sound? Is the video the same? Like, do you get the same quality that video gives you?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
impressive.
really good. Yeah.
That's impressive. So and 6 feet, that's a great size, by the way. 6 feet is a great size because I like how they put it next to a tree, and the tree was bigger. What was that? A 9-foot tree? But
yeah, and next to me, he's probably every bit of 6, 2, 6'3", really. So that's actually it's actually a nice thing.
So there's a foot difference between you and the stormtrooper. Okay.
No. But it feels like it because I'm looking up to him. I'm like, man, he's big, he's tall.
Listen, I was gonna say the word incredible, but Game God really kind of played it down. He's using, "Oh, it was incredible. That's really cool. I really like it."
Really bringing the excitement, isn't he?
This is. I was in awe as I'm watching this. When I saw the picture with Moose, that was cool. Yeah. But when he played it on there, that is amazing. There are other animatronics or other robots, what do you want to call it, at Home Depot for Halloween, stuff like that go for that price or more. So that price, I can't imagine that they're going to have any left over. It's probably going to be on back order if not already.
Okay, so this the thing, Magic Mike. I had to order this online when I saw it, and they're very difficult to find. But wait, there's more.
He's got Darth Vader because I've seen the Darth Vader ones.
Here's the thing. I think, well, if I'm going to have a stormtrooper, I could only have something to flank him with.
I knew it.
So, take a look at this. Another something else here. I'll be quiet so you can hear this teaser. This animatronic. He's a 7 foot, so he's got to be like 7'2", 7'3", right? Every bit of a big Darth Vader.
We would be honored if you would join us for this holiday celebration.
A open lightsaber, candy bowl there,
I find your lack of holiday cheer disturbing.
Move his head around, move the lightsaber around. Anyway, very, very cool. Now, I am on this list to get this every single time. Every time it tells me it's available, I go online, I try to order. It's like, I'm so sorry you missed it. It's very tough because I want him to be flanked. And if I could order another stormtrooper and have the room for it, I probably would have 2 stormtroopers and in the middle, Darth Vader.
And can I get another chance? Can you give me that question you gave me about the stormtrooper?
No, I didn't even get to finish my statement.
No, you downplayed mine.
Listen, I'm going to finish what I had to say.
Magic Mike, back to Magic Mike.
Okay. Thank you. This is an amazing thing. And I just looked up the prices. I think Darth Vader's a little bit more, but
maybe.
It's like $50 or something like that. Yeah. They may be the same. I don't know.
Yeah.
But this is an amazing thing to have. Are you kidding me? Because I have got things for Halloween, and this is what I would do it for, by the way. I would have it for Halloween because I have other things for Halloween like that. Yeah. And I do have a Christmas set, all blow-ups. I have a 6, actually, I want to try to remember. It's like if I blow up, it's the Millennium Falcon. I think I've sent both you guys pictures. It'll fill my living room. It's a blow-up. It's that big. Yeah. And this would be perfect to have out there. So once you go ahead and ship that to me, Moose, I'd appreciate that. But I cannot get over how cool this is. I mean, I could just sit and watch it. Yeah. That would be good for me, just to sit and watch these things talk and do things.
Well, I got to tell you, when I saw it, I was like, I got to get one. So I order it. It comes in. I put it together, and I'm just like, I just want to sit here and look at it all day.
Yeah.
It's that cool to me.
So to go back to what I said, incredible on a stormtrooper, and however you want to downplay it, you can downplay it. But Darth Vader is on a whole other level. The fact that he's 7 foot tall, that's first and foremost, that's epic. Right. The second is that the voice sounds really good.
Sounds really good. Yeah.
So, and for those who didn't get to actually see it, like his movements, like even he's moving, he's looking around. So that right there, it really sells it. So, what I would tell you is leave the Christmas tree behind. Just give me Darth Vader and 2 stormtroopers protecting the gifts. That's all you got to do. That's it.
I just knew right away when I received him. I was like, okay, he's definitely going in the studio, and he's going to be there right there when you walk in the door. He's going to be right there. Very cool. And if you're a Star Wars fan and you have these other, like you're building out a room for like the Star Wars builders that like they often do inside their home or inside of a shed or inside of a warehouse, whatever. This thing is good enough to put there, and you would be super happy with it. I mean, it's that good.
Yeah, this thing is amazing.
Yeah, so and I'm just thinking, man, what a great thing to have for Christmas. What a great thing to have for Halloween. Like I said, you could use it for either one. And they do have some of the Star Wars builders have already modded for the voices, and where you can add in the voices from the movie, which is just super cool to me. I just I don't have that talent, but I'll definitely pay for that. If somebody has a chip I can insert it and attach it, I'll pay for it.
Yeah, right now, I'm just so you know what I'm doing right now. I'm going through and copying and pasting these pages. I'm sending everybody I know so they can get together and get this for me for Christmas or my birthday. Or something.
It got me thinking, like, what other animatronics are out there that you could purchase, or what other robots? When I think of Star Wars, you mentioned a C-3PO and R2-D2. I'm surprised we don't have a C-3PO, life-size C-3PO that moves. But we do have an R2-D2 that moves. We see them at the cons often. They're remote controlled. And matter of fact, right now you could go on eBay and try to buy one. And the one that I see on eBay right now is $55,000. So I'm like, well, that's a little much. I'm not paying that. But I would pay about $5,000. I'd pay probably $5,000 for one, or a remote control R2-D2 that moves, and you can find some probably for cheaper. I don't know what this $55,000 does any different than a $5,000. But
he's in the movies.
Yeah, he better have been. And Kenny Baker better be curled up inside there so I can see him. But all I'm saying is that that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
But there's something else. You remember that show iRobot? You've seen that movie?
Of course.
Yeah, Will Smith.
And Elon Musk got something coming out.
Oh, thank you for stealing my thunder, Game God. So there was a recent piece called We Robot. There was a recent event that was held. Just kind of come out of nowhere, just like a secret event. And you get the invitation. We Robot, boom, held by Tesla. And then in this Tesla event, you get to see robots come out in form, just much like stormtroopers, and they look like iRobot. And what's the name? Do you know the name of the robots, Game God? Do you know?
I do not know the name of the robots.
Optimus is the name.
No,
yes. And so you see these robots, and they're literally from the Tesla. And I'll share this screen with you for those that are watching and can see this, but it looks like an iRobot movie. Now, this is incredible when you start to think about what it is. Here, let's just look at this one over here. Who knows what it'll take.
The third picture.
But this one represents what it is for the most part. I wish it didn't. Okay, but anyway, that's it. It says Tesla across the chest there, and this is it. Walking
That's crazy.
Around. Yeah. And that's incredible to me to think of a robot today with being able to see this in real life, something that you would see from Tesla, from Elon Musk himself, and and there it is, looking just like iRobot. Now tell me that's not super cool. That's not wicked. Hey, can you take a guess at the price of one of these? Anybody want to take a stab at it?
$100,000.
$100,000. I like it. Magic Mike?
It's got to be something like that. 120. It's just got to be something ridiculous.
I'm glad I was able to catch you off guard on all that. So the details from this, it said, well, they'll be available probably between $20,000 to $30,000.
What?
Wow.
Yes.
I mean, after I said 120 to 30 doesn't sound bad.
Yeah, it's still too much, but it doesn't sound bad.
Hold on a second.
Wait a minute. I was going to say, can we pump the brakes?
A robot for $20,000 or $30,000.
If it was, if I had the cash, yes.
Listen.
I'd finance this bad boy.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
let's bring some energy to this.
Okay,
20
listen.
to 30 grand. No. You had your time to talk about the other stuff. 20 to 30 grand. This thing is a robot that's going to be walking amongst us, right?
Yeah.
You must
Is
have
it
not
taking you to
seen-
work?
Yeah, it might as well. And if it doesn't, it's coming to work with me as a friend.
One of the questions he said, "Well, what can it do?" And one of the answers was, "Well, just about anything you want it to do." So, can you imagine going, "Okay, hey, we'll call the robot, I don't know, IG-88."
Will.
Will. Will. We'll call. Oh no, what was the Dave? What was it? What was
Dave,
it?
I think it was Dave. I think it was from iRobot.
No, well, for my robot, if you could think of it, yeah. But if it the one from 2001: Space Odyssey, what was that?
Oh.
How?
Hal. Yeah.
Hal. Yeah. We'll call it Hal. So if you say, "Hey, Hal, go to the garage. Could you unload everything from the garage for me and put it like items together in the driveway? If you could take care of that for me and come see me when you're done." And then
Yes,
you
no
go
problem,
inside,
Moose.
You watch it. Yeah, you go inside, watch a movie, come back. He comes in a couple hours later, going, "Moose, the garage is done." And then you go out there and
Listen.
boom, there it is.
I don't
Hey,
believe
by the way, the
that.
robot's name is
I don't
Sonny.
believe that that's how that would go at all. I just don't.
You don't
So,
believe-
so Moose, can I chime in for a second, Moose? We're talking about Elon Musk and Tesla, right? Wasn't there a time where they didn't think that automated driving would exist in cars, and now it's pretty common on a lot of the newer higher end cars,
Yeah,
right?
you can get in accidents and everything with those things.
Listen,
You're gonna come out and your garage has been destroyed because he took all the wood apart to put it in the same like items.
it's a coaching moment.
here's the deal. But it's it's going to be AI, so it'll be learning what to
That's
do.
right.
All these things. Here's what I'd love. In this demonstration, this We Robot event, they even ask questions and then how to dance and answer other questions and ask the name and just all kinds of stuff. So it's kind of cool. Now there's some things that some of the reports say, well, some of this was controlled by humans. That might be true, but the animatronic piece of even getting it to do what it did, that's a feat in itself. So just think about that for a minute.
Have you? You just asked. Have you not seen the movie? Do you know what happens in the movie? And you want one in your house?
Sonny is
Sorry, man.
Sonny's gonna take care of us. I'm not worried about it.
listen, Sonny could be my best friend. He's
That's
there
too much. Hey,
Yeah.
okay, when it comes for sale, I want Moose to send us a text saying I financed one.
I will.
Okay.
I will absolutely.
Listen,
I'd buy that before I bought a new car.
Moose, I'm glad you're putting this all out there because I am with you 150%. Where there's a will, there's a way. Listen, if I have to sell the dog, if I have to, it's like
You're not getting $20,000 or $30,000 for the dog. I'm sorry.
Listen, I there's some way this is Sonny's coming to my house.
Yes.
Some way, somehow.
Think of the things that you could not do. So if you want to, do the dishes.
Sonny,
boom.
take care of that for me.
Do the dishes. Sonny's gonna take care of it. Don't worry about it. Hey,
I don't buy it.
hey,
No back talk?
Sonny,
No back talk.
change the oil. Hey, no problem. You can
Got
change
you.
the oil. Hey, I need the starter change, Sonny. I've got
Got
that
it.
for you, Moose.
My pleasure.
Right.
My pleasure.
Not
Matter of fact, I want him to have the Darth Vader voice for me.
Hey, if you want to go old school, you go. Hey, Sonny, change the channel for me.
Give me a
Yeah,
glass
and then
of
when
water.
you wake up
Can
in
you
the
give me a glass
morning and
of
the
water?
sun's staring down at you and let your face going, "Hey, Moose, did you have a good night's sleep?"
And I'm gonna go. Sonny, I did.
Yeah, I'm a
Hey,
little
Sonny,
tight in the
could,
shoulder,
could
Sonny.
you
Hey,
back
massage
off a
the
little bit
shoulder.
there, Sonny?
Sonny, sit down. Bark like a dog.
Like a big dog.
Like,
Moose has already been through this once, and he doesn't have that anymore.
Can
What
you
happened?
imagine
What happened,
Sonny
Moose?
protecting you from in your home if you was an intruder?
Listen, Sonny, there's an intruder at the door. No problem, Moose.
No, because he can't harm humans.
Oh no,
No.
That's one of the three laws.
No. We
one
know
of
how
the
to
3 laws.
override that.
Yeah,
I guarantee you there has to be something that would allow that, not be able to do that.
no way.
Yeah, otherwise they'd get sued.
If I tell Sonny punch that guy in his face,
He's not going to
Sonny
do
better
it. I'm
punch him
telling
in
you.
the face.
Left side or right side, Moose?
It's one of the 3 laws. You know that. It's not going to happen.
No,
Hey,
no.
Moose, I am all in. We'll be the only 2 guys on the block with Sonny's.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
You will.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I love it. Anyway, that's my Star Wars robot. and I can't wait. That's my new IG-88. Just saying, and I love to buy them. So
that is pretty cool.
That's what I got.
Yeah, I'm all in. 20, 30. Listen, you heard me. I was ready to spend 100.
So you were ready to spend 100. You thought it was 100, but you were not spending 100.
Hey,
you're
now
Mr.
you're telling me-
999.
Hold on a second. Now you're telling me I could have 3 of them? All right.
Hey, you got a podcast there. There's your new social media manager right there.
That's right.
Oh my goodness.
Sonny.
Good job, Sonny.
Yeah. Let's pay that $30,000 so we can get some social media posts up.
Lifetime
You heard,
fee.
Moose, you heard Game God. He's willing to pay it.
Hey, never miss a post again.
Never miss a post. Hey, you know what? And that's a lifetime. You got to think about that. 30,000 over, the next 100 years. Well, that's easy. That's a one-time.
Hey, listen,
job.
you got to pay for upgrades. You know how that goes eventually.
He's self-learning.
Yeah,
He fixed himself.
No, this just a little switch. They're gonna flip it and be like, okay, you want this extra? Okay, we'll turn it on for you. Otherwise, you don't have that.
Oh, you want to be able to get out of the podcast?
Exactly.
$50 more a month for you.
Listen, this at this point in time where we're at with technology, there used to be a point in time where I said, "Nah, that's not possible." But knowing what we do have nowadays, I think it's more than possible. I mean, look at Chat GPT. Chat GPT.
Tell me this is a Big Hero 6.
That's exactly right.
I love it.
Tell me where it hurts.
Where are the jets at? I want to see where his jet packs are.
I'll make that. Listen to this. Speaking of jets, check this out. I know you guys were excited.
I'm waiting for the
sent you a
Jets.
text about something a while back, but this is what I picked up. This is the DJI Neo. Probably backwards there on the screen, but
No,
No, it's
right.
good.
But yeah, here it is. Feels
Wow.
just like a toy.
Tiny.
This thing is tiny. It fits in the palm of my hand. You see that there. This
No
thing
noise.
is
I bet you
tiny.
makes no noise.
Oh, it's so silent, and I throw it up and go, "Hey, take off from my hand."
Do you tell
goes
us
recon.
Shots. You're going to see it here in just a couple of days, Game Guy, because this is going to come with us.
Oh,
Does
nice.
it do verbal commands?
I don't know if it does verbal. I haven't tried that. I do it on the phone, but if I tell it to take
Sonny Jr.
I can tell it to take off and circle around me. So it gets the entire field around me of everybody around me, all things around me, and then it comes back and stands in front of me or flies in front of me. And I just put my hand out and it shuts off and comes and I put it back in my pocket.
Okay. Well,
So I got
hey, listen,
questions.
we want to see some posts.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'd show you what I practiced on, but I don't think you want to see me at the putt golf and games.
I just meant for the weekend. I want to see some posts this weekend from
So
it.
I know,
question,
I'd
Moose.
show you what I have already. But
I gotcha. Yep.
So question, Moose. So there, I imagine this sensor so it won't hit people. Is this indoor? Can it be used indoor? Like, is it in? There's certain drones you can only use
This one here,
indoor.
no, it's outdoor. Yeah, it's outdoor. Fine. This
Okay.
can be used indoor, but I'm saying that you can use it outdoor. You can either one. I tried it indoor. As long as it's well lit, you're good to go.
Man,
Now,
it's amazing looking.
It is
It really
incredible.
looks cool.
what's great is you don't have to bring anything else. It's charged by USB-C in the backside here.
Really?
It literally is super lightweight. You can put it in.
What's the battery life?
It's not very long. I mean,
Yeah,
battery life's
just
probably
drones in general.
17, 20 minutes, something like that. But DJI just released just the other day a DJI Air 3, and it's incredible. Man, I think I'm gonna have to pick one up. I want to try something. I want to try
The old I want to try something routine.
Yeah, I need 3 of them. I need 3 of them to try it out.
But they're about $1,000. This one here is $200. So
That was 200.
200. Yeah, not a toy.
That sounds
price.
that sounds like a steal of a price.
It's a steal. It's 4K too. It captures 4K at 60 frames per second.
Is it durable? Does it look like you take some shots?
Yeah, well, it's covered. All of the propellers are
DJI.
covered. It's DJI, so you know the quality is good, and you don't need a license to do this. And that was the other thing that might would harm you in some states where they go, well, you can't fly that because it weighs too much. You need a license. You don't need an FAA license for this one in the States because it's lightweight. It's super lightweight. I mean, it's literally
Like
lightweight.
you
can
toss
see
that
me.
bad boy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think my Frisbee weighs more than this thing. Like it's super lightweight. So anyway, really cool. So all right, that's it. That's all I got. That's all I got.
Well,
That's all we got.
listen,
That's all we need tonight.
That's it. That's it. The Moose Podcast. To join us next week. You showed us a lot of great things there, and a lot of future technology. And I'd like to take us a step back for a second. Right? So, at one point in time, Sony used to be called the king of formats. Right? You do you remember all the different formats that Sony has had over the time?
Oh yeah, they've had a lot of exclusives. I go way back to beta, VHS versus the beta. Like they had sole proprietorship over certain formats of everything. Like they would have the invention and they would hold the good stuff for themselves, and they would release the not so good stuff, which would then catch fire and be the most common thing. And so now the proprietary stuff dies in their hands because they didn't do anything with it. They never released it. But the difference between the Betamax and VHS. Yep. Betamax was so much far superior than the VHS, but because Sony wanted to hold on to it, then it wasn't popular.
So I love where you're going with this. So. And I knew you would dive right into this because this is your alley right here. So I'm gonna call out 6 failed Sony formats that had potential to be something big. And you started out there with Betamax, right?
Yeah.
I think that was huge back in the 70s. Competition was JVC with the VHS, right? And the Betamax was the more superior product, right? With a lot of viability, a lot of success. But to your point, they didn't go mainstream with it. Right, and so it fell off to the side, and VHS really took off because of their recording times and all that stuff. So
right, just quality and exactly right. Smaller tape. I mean, just accessibility. Can I guess a couple more just because?
Yeah. So I'm gonna move on to the next one. Go ahead, tell me.
I have no idea, by the way. I have no idea, and I'm completely guessing, so I could be completely off base. But I'm gonna say
I only have one on my mind that I can think of, so just don't steal that one.
Okay, I won't steal that one. You want to go next then, Magic Mike? Maybe try one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll guess one because the only one I can think of off the top of my mind. That's the
he broke up there.
Is that one of the Sony mini disc?
That's Sony mini disc. Yep. Sony mini disc was one. Yep. Now I can tell you the Sony mini disc I owned, and I thought it was a superior product.
Absolutely.
Way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Way ahead of it. You're talking about what? 2, maybe 3x3 little box.
So much better than a disc, right?
Yep.
Oh, so much more better. Yeah. More better. So, it was 3 inches is exactly right. 1990s is when it was. CD length, didn't have to worry about it skipping. All the good stuff that you needed at the time. And it was tiny. Think about the CD players, the Walkmans, the CD Walkmans that came out. They were so big and bulky.
Yep.
So, failed. Yeah. I almost feel like if disc was still an option now, this would be the one that you want, the mini disc, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Matter of fact, if they could figure out how to put a Blu-ray in that mini disc format,
my goodness, can you imagine?
Gosh, yes.
Mini Blu-rays, mini Blu-rays.
Yeah.
So what else you got, Moose? You said you had a couple. What else do you think comes to mind?
That was one that I was going to hit on.
Okay.
Because I'm glad I let him go because then he would have been upset.
That's the only one that I know.
I didn't even know that. I would have guessed at that.
No, I meant the format.
For sake of time, I'm going to say I don't have another one until I do. So continue on.
Okay. So you remember Sony's memory stick?
Oh yeah.
They had the little rectangular memory sticks.
Memory stick. Yes.
Yep. So these were versions of SD cards at one point, right?
Exactly right.
Yeah. So very popular when they came out, but became disliked because how chunky they were.
Yeah.
So I think you have quite a few of those.
Yeah, I still have a couple.
Yeah. So
matter of fact, I'm gonna the Sony the Mavica the that took the 3.5 inch floppy. That was one of the best cameras ever, digital cameras. I love that little digital camera. And
I forgot about that one. I did forget about that one. I know you have that one too somewhere there too.
Yeah, it had a space for a memory stick to go, but it recorded on the floppy, of course, and it was great though. But anyway, it was like a 1 point. It was amazing at 1.3 megapixels or something at the time. But what a great camera that was. Anyway. Continue
so I'm gonna give you another one here. So just so you know, the mini disc was not Sony's first attempt at producing a recordable digital audio format. They had one called the digital audio tape, and it was short for DAT, DAT. So it looks like yes. So you remember when so it looks like a cassette tape, right?
Yeah.
And so so that was an attempt there. And as I was going through this and I was looking at the DAT never really clicked, right? It never took off for whatever reason. CDs were already dominating the market. The Walkman, it was when you look at price point, it was a cheaper price point. So again,
so their prices would go up. They were like the Apple of old,
Yes.
They would have the more expensive pieces and proprietary, and you're like, oh yeah, that was cool, but you had to pay for it through Sony.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly, and I think so. That's what the pieces they came to first to market with a lot of stuff, but they just didn't hold on to it long enough, right? So Sony then made they did a format called the ATR AC3. It's the audio compression that they used to. So that was a Sony only piece, right? And it was for so that you didn't get skips. You had digital, like the equivalent to Adobe Digital,
right,
and all that quality. Again, very exclusive in their product, just never took off, right? And so when you think about that kind of stuff, I'm like, what else could they have done? Here's one that you might not remember. Remember when the video game system was first trying to figure out how to get out of cartridge, how to get out, and they were figuring out try to put it on a disc, right? They were trying to put it on a CD. You remember the CDI?
Jaguar was the first. Was it the first one that did it?
Oh man.
I don't recall. But if they were, it didn't go nowhere, right?
Right.
The CDI. Do you remember the CDI?
Okay. Oh, wait a minute.
I do not.
So
Yes,
and
I have some games right now with CDI still on it.
No, you don't.
Listen, one of the mainstream games for CDI was Dragon's Lair.
Stop! You know how this game works. Space Ace, Dragon's Lair. I think I have both of them downstairs right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wow. So, do you know that was a Sony product, even though it was branded as Philips?
Yeah.
Right. So we recognized it as Philips, but that's Sony. Sony made that, and then Sony ended up letting Philips co-brand it, and then it just never took off. Right. So when you look at that, you're like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. And to kind of let's see, I think I got one more for you guys just to make sure.
Okay.
As things my screen froze, so that's nice.
Nice.
But when you think about all the product that Sony has come out, Moose, you said it, you hit it on the head. They were the Apple of old, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In the sense of they had great products, great quality products. Either too early, too late, or didn't wait long enough for it to develop, and just gave up on it, right? Yeah. And that's what I have there to wrap this up there. But I looked at this and I was like, I owned every one of those things at one point in time. Right?
Really?
So yeah, absolutely. And just so you know, the mini disc player was not cheap when it came out.
No, it was not.
I think it was like $200 when it came out, and that was big money for
a lot.
Right. Yeah, so just so you know, Moose owns every one of these items somewhere. He'll find them, and I'm pretty sure he'll bring them up.
I sold a mini disc player last year online. And
I bet you still got the price of what it was.
I did. I think I got close to 200 for it as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And by the way, when I sold it, it wasn't working. Meaning that it would come on, it would power on, it would seem like it was going to play, and then it didn't. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, I'm going to put it out there and just see what happens. And it literally almost got almost $200 just for the price. So that's very interesting.
Well, I know people give Apple a hard time about coming out later or whatever, and so we kind of see the idea here, which is they come out after, for the most part, perfecting it, if you want to use that term. Mm-hmm. But that's the difference with the Sony piece, right? They did have some issues there with some of those proprietary pieces, meaning, like you said, they were too bulky or they came out at the wrong time, and I think that's one of the things that Apple does better. But
Well, and just so you know, the CDI, ahead of its time, a lot of great stuff. What killed it was the price point, because it was $1,000 at the time it was out. Yeah, November 1991, released at $1,000.
Too much money for 1991.
Yeah.
And then, so if you say, what is that what's the equivalent today?
Yeah.
$2,300.
Thanks.
Oh, too late. I'm sorry.
Thanks for letting me guess.
Thank you, Game God.
2,300.
Hello, welcome to the podcast. I know it's your first time, so I appreciate it. Unbelievable.
No worries.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's too much money. I complain over $600 for a game system being like.
Yeah.
But Sonny's coming home.
But Sonny is more than a game system, so he is my next stormtrooper. Like I can see it happening. I'm all right.
Man, oh man. That's good stuff.
Then when I give Sonny darn it, I forgot. I forgot where I was. I know what I was going to say. I just can't spit the words out fast enough. With the self-destruct authorization for God 06543 Alpha, whatever, like.
Magic Michael wish he had one at that point.
Yeah, see,
Maybe so. You may be right about that.
Don't you want a data, Mike? Don't you want?
Listen.
Data?
This is not a data. You're comparing.
What?
This is not data.
This is data.
No, it's the early on soon that he put together before he got to data. This is the test model. This is what's his name? I just forgot his name. His twin brother. Lord. Thank you. Yeah, this is lore. I don't want lore. I want data. So
you got to start somewhere, though.
Yeah, you got to start.
Yeah, you guys start with lore. When data comes out, then I'll be in.
Yeah,
well, since this
data will be one of a kind, and you'll never own them. So say.
So since this episode is all about robots, I just want to revisit a quick 2 seconds on a topic we covered a couple episodes ago. The Wild Robot. Remember, it was coming out to movie theaters. We talked about it. We saw the trailer and everything like that.
Yeah. I saw it at Prime. I could go buy it and rent it from there for $24.99. Just like.
As I was just about to say, 2.5 weeks in the theater. It is now available for rent digital at home, so you can get it at home. But I did want to point out that even though it was only out for 2.5 weeks in theaters, I want you to guess how much it made in 2.5 weeks.
I don't know.
And a global number.
2.5 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
I would say the opening is going to be, I don't know, man. 2.5 weeks. Globally, I'm going to say it one. Carry the one. 175. 2 weeks.
Really?
Global.
Yep.
Global, yeah.
Global. That's global.
Yeah.
Right? That's a respectable number.
Yeah.
You're saying it after 2 weeks it got released to streaming. So I think that's you would have stayed open for that at the theaters to get 175 for after 2 weeks. That's my opinion.
Okay.
So what do you think it did?
I would have guessed more like 50 globally for 2 weeks.
Wow. That's called never talk about it again. 50 globally.
Well, it's already on Prime. I'm just saying.
Well, I want you to know it did over 149.3 million globally. Right. So that's a solid number for 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
For an animation, right? It's an animation. But think about for a second. I think movies these days are just not going to be living in the theaters as long as they live. And I think you 2, 3, 4 weeks. Listen, you have exceptions. Wolverine, Deadpool, that's an exception, right? But most movies nowadays are not in theaters for more than a month or two.
All right, well, let me.
You're talking the difference between 2 weeks and a month.
We're talking about Wild Robot, right? That's what it's called.
Okay.
Yep,
Speaking of Wild, how about the Joker 2? We didn't talk about this.
Oh,
the Joker 2 was released in theater, right? This is
I lost. I can't keep a straight face.
And Lady Gaga, right?
Yeah.
And how much did it do in the theater? Oh, and it's 2 weeks. I already know this, so I'll ask you.
It's 2 weeks.
Okay, so
has it been 2 weeks?
It's been 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks. I can't answer this because I kind of know where we're going with this. So this is not you, Magic Mike.
38 million.
Wow. Okay. Thank you.
Globally or domestic?
2 weeks. 2 weeks global. This is a Joker. Come on, it's Lady Gaga. Come on.
I heard it was somebody said they watched it and said it was a musical. So I don't even know where to go with that.
Oh, The Greatest Showman was a musical too. So
It was great. Yeah.
That was designed to be a musical. The Joker is not designed to be a musical. I'm sorry.
Let's say 100. Did 100.
So this is the follow up to the 2019 Joker, which was a mass.
People loved the first one.
Oh, people loved it. I don't know how much it made.
All right, seriously, 125. Seriously, that's what I'm going to go with. So,
here's what they're projecting. I'm going to tell you what they did here in just a second.
Okay.
They're projecting it to lose $200 million at the box office.
Lose?
Lose 200 million.
So you're saying it's negative. They pay you to go watch. Is that what you're saying?
No. That's what they're projecting it to lose right
know.
now in 2 weeks. Globally, it did 165. So it basically did what Wild Robot did. In 2 weeks. So that's pretty bad.
Wow, that's really bad.
Yeah.
Considering I think the first one did 337.
Hey, listen, they got a problem. There's a problem here.
What's the problem?
What's
the problem?
What time is it? Anyway,
that's bad.
I haven't seen it. I think the Rotten Tomato score was like an 8 or something. I'm not sure.
No.
Pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Whatever it was.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Game God will tell us. He'll.
Yep, I got you right now.
This is it's crazy. I mean, we know that we weren't going to see it. We'd already talked about that. It didn't look very good to us.
Right.
But when I hear somebody tell me the Joker's a musical, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
2 hours and 18 minutes of singing. No, Rotten Tomato score gave it a 33.
33. All right. Well, it went up.
What was the audience?
The audience is 32, so it's spot on.
That's rare
spot
that
on.
they're in sync, but
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
That's bad.
it's not good, and it's a shame because the Joker character is just iconic for it to not be good. So,
Well, you know what? We don't have time. We were going to get to the Penguin tonight, at least episode 1 of the Penguin. It doesn't sound like we're going to be able to do that. And we had more on New York Comic Con, but it doesn't sound like we're going to be able to do that either. We're already past our prime here for the number of minutes in the podcast. Just know this, that this weekend is New York Comic Con. Go check it out if you're in New York City. It's at the Javits Center, October 17th to the 20th. We will be there. So you have to look for us, though, because we're going to be kind of hard to spot. Game Gun? Hard to spot, maybe?
yes,
A little bit.
maybe not.
I
No,
only say that because it's a lot of people, and you just have to find us. We'll be there. We'll be posting on social media. We'll talk to the social media manager about that. Look for us there. Come see us. Hang out with us. We'll talk to you soon.
I was just leaving.
Nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert.
You've been listening to Podcast for Sci-Fi with Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike. Nerds have more fun. If it's anything sci-fi, we're talking about it. We had fun, and we hope you did too. We have to split, but we'll be back soon. In the meantime, hit us up at podcast4sci-fi.com. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Come to life.